hate to say it, but the entire world is at high risk. We are now being told that every single country is at risk of a potential attack. This is concerning, especially with everything that's going on right now. But not only are we seeing issues here in the United States, Europe is seeing issues. We know that the Middle East has many issues. The issues do not stop. The problem is, this crisis, the longer it drags on, is only going to escalate. This is according to multiple world leaders. Now, today I'm going to address why this high risk is very concerning. Even though some say we may have it under control, the problem is everything could erupt if we are not careful over the next few weeks. So, I'm going to address what's happening right now and what the true concern is moving forward. All I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. The entire world is seeing high risks right now. But, according to the European Union, they are warning of huge risk of terrorist attacks before Christmas. This is concerning, being that this is right around the corner. But it is not just the European Union. I want to read you this from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI. They put out a public service announcement. This came out on December 12th, 2023. And it says, threat of violence likely heightened throughout the winter. This is because of the war between Ukraine and Russia and the war between Israel and Hamas. But let's not forget about the attacks from Iranian-backed groups to the United States, also to Lebanon, also to anybody traveling through the Red Sea. This is turning into a massive issue, and some are saying that this is not going to stop unless we do escalate the situation. Well, here's what I can tell you. Just yesterday, the Houthis launched more attacks in the Red Sea, and U.S. warships had to head to the region. Here's the reason why this is concerning. The U.S. warship was pulled from somewhere else. We do not have enough ships of this caliber in order to just put everywhere across the world. We just don't have it yet. Now, could we? Yes. But if we put all of our warships out there, they're sitting ducks, and they could be hit at any time. That's not what the United States wants. But here's what is happening at this time. Yesterday, it was reported that the U.S. Pentagon is weighing their strike options to deter the Houthis from more Red Sea attacks. Now, I want to read a little bit in this article just to explain what's going on here. But keep in mind, we are moving ships from one port to another. Look at this. It says the Pentagon has in recent days moved the Dwight D. Eisenhower carrier strike group from the Persian Gulf into the Gulf of Aden. We are moving people around. Now, the problem with this is it was in the Persian Gulf for a reason. And now we're moving it closer to the Red Sea. And the reason why they're doing this is just in case we are on the attack, are on the offensive. We need to be prepared to attack. But this is what happened yesterday. The United States and Britain say their navies shot down a total of 15 attack drones over the Red Sea. 15 attack drones. The U.S. warship alone shot down 14. The problem with this is that this is only escalating. This is becoming more of a frequent thing, and now it's intensifying. Look at this. It says the USS Carney, the Navy destroyer Carney, continued to show and prove in the Red Sea Saturday when they shot down a barrage of 14 attack drones, according to the U.S. Central Command. They go on to give a brief statement, and it says the drones were assessed to be one-way attack drones and were shot down with no damage to ships in the area or reported injuries. Regional Red Sea partners were alerted of the threat. Now, there are some shipping companies that are not even going to ship anything through the Red Sea. you know what's going to happen? Their products are going to have to go somewhere else. Or so the countries that are waiting on those goods, they're either not going to get them and they're going to have additional delays, right? They're going to see a little bit of a supply chain issue there. Or we are going to see those ships make their way, in a different path, right? Take a different journey to their final destination, and in doing so, it's going to cost more money. So we are going to see either a supply chain crunch, or we're going to see additional inflation. That's problematic because some of these companies have been relying on these products, and if they're not getting them, well, they could potentially be screwed. So here's why all this matters. We are being told that there's risk throughout this entire winter because the expectation is the war between Israel and Hamas is going to take about another 2 months. 2 months before this whole thing is finalized. The problem, though, we are not going to see Gaza be rebuilt probably for years, if not decades, because of all the destruction that we've seen to hospitals, to homes, to businesses. It is just being leveled. Now, with all this stuff happening, and also with Russia still trying to invade Ukraine, we are seeing this heightened level, this huge risk over the next few months. And according to experts, they say, don't expect it to simply go away. The risk level is going to slowly drop, but it's never going to go away. And here's where things are kind of hinging on the United States. Right now, Ukraine is banking on the United States to send them additional $60 billion. If they do not get an additional $60 billion, most likely within the next month or two, the expectation is that Russia is going to win that war. They will take over Ukraine. They will be even closer to some NATO countries, some NATO members. And in being closer, the risk to those NATO countries, well, they are now elevated as well. And based off what President Biden has stated multiple times, an attack on one NATO member is an attack on all NATO members. Now, here's where things get somewhat interesting. Right now, we are being told that Iran is attacking the United States, or these different Iranian-backed groups are attacking the United States. Well, isn't it an attack on one NATO member? Isn't it an attack on all NATO members? Well, in this case, the answer is no. Nobody has lost their life, based off of the reports that we've seen. And so because of that, we are being told that, no, it's not necessarily an attack. Just by sending in drones and blowing up different buildings doesn't mean it's an all-out attack. And so NATO hasn't really stepped up. But neither has the Biden administration. Because according to multiple reports, we have seen right here, and I want to read you this, says the Biden administration has been reluctant to respond militarily against the Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in recent weeks for fear of provoking Iran, which backs Hamas and Hezbollah in Yemen, as well as the Houthis. Previously, the Pentagon had recommended the administration not do so. Now, previously, the Pentagon recommended the United States doesn't attack Iran, doesn't attack the Houthis or Hezbollah or Hamas, right? But over the last few days, actually really over the last almost week, we have seen Pentagon officials come out and say that they do recommend an attack. They do recommend that we respond with some type of violence, because that may be the only thing that these Iranian-backed groups will understand. But the problem with all this is this will increase our threat level here in the United States and abroad. So, just wanted to fill you in, because as of right now, based off what everybody's saying, every single country is trying to be careful. They're treading lightly. They're pretty much walking on eggshells, because they are worried the simplest, the smallest little misstep could blow everything up. We could see just the entire world erupt if one country makes a miscalculation. So, that's where we're at right now. We are on the verge of this war really escalating. Maybe not turning into a world war, but it would quickly escalate and bring many new countries into it. So, as we get more information, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates, but that is what we know as of right now. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.